All right, Nate, here we go. All right, so forgive me for the introduction. That should have been a lot more crisp and clear and everything, but I'm on the mixer. I forgot to push a button. So now this one sounds better than the introduction. And I'm pretty sure you got some headphones or whatever. I don't want you to get them little earbuds or whatever. Like if you can't hear it, if you got a computer and you can't hear it or whatever, or if you do, go ahead and get you, some headphones or whatever. Just if you would really want to hear like that. If you can hear me straight, then cool. But I hate that shit. I hate when I fuck up like that. But so anyway, I'm apologize before I do this because I know you already see or whatever. I done turned your 15-minute video, 15 and some change, into I'm sorry, that's just what I do. I mean, because I love the interaction. Shit is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit is beautiful. So, loving to communicate. Like I said, mass communication. That's what I went to college for. This is what I was doing. This is where I got my grant money and shit. The only way you can get grant money is if you pass in the class. So obviously I learned something. I just don't have the technology and shit. I just got the regular technology, and it still does good if you know how to tweak your shit, blah blah blah, all that. But let's go ahead and get to this. Like I said, there is no right or wrong answer. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, if I comment on a video, there is no right or wrong answer. I like to communicate, like I said, and I like that with the men and women, you were not biased. It's just two adults conversing. So before I start, like I like to say, I'm pretty sure you already see my gift is writing. You know what I'm saying? So I've always felt I can turn words into currency, from my voice to the, and train of thought, and, while writing. So this shit is dedicated to you. Like you brought this out of me or whatever, by any means. It was going to come somehow or somewhere, but you brought this out of me. So if anybody out there who has been inspired in any way by Nay, just hit her up and say you inspired me and explain to her what you did. If you can do this, I recommend you do this. I recommend, it's not like people don't feel like reading or whatever, but we'd rather hear each other. It's not like we next to each other texting and shit like that, where it's like, nigga, open your mouth, but so the video you made me want to respond in a principle, meaning we've been around one another and don't even know it. Now that is I'm pretty sure you probably know what that means. I'm pretty sure, because the way you speak, I'm pretty sure you know what that means. The principle. Like silly ass, goofy ass motherfuckers are going to be like, what? Like stalkers, like your stalkers, if you have any. They'll be like, what? But like I always said, like, not to the females, but men that are watching this, the man must find his own. Now, men, when we are collected together in a principle, for some reason we flourish because we understand the principle. Some don't know it, just first off hand, but you had a very inspiring intro. You said you put things in the universe to teach, and the scrubs and the novice and rookies, men and women, ain't no disrespect to that. They should just take heed to that, because you're really dropping some shit. I mean, I wouldn't respond to your video if I didn't believe that you was dropping some shit. I mean, even if you were on a higher platform, I would try to do it. But like, I don't deal with hostile people. I can make a response to their shit. It's like, fuck this motherfucker. Fuck him. This now I ain't got time for that shit. Nah. But your shit is cordial. That's that's the harmonious thing about us men and women, especially melanated men and women, is that naturally we're harmonious. We're all about peace. I mean, like, if you want to come get fucked up, then that's on you. I mean, that's the other side, you know, but initially we're about peace. So I love that you threw that out there. You know, you give good detail about how you started out at, you know, a young age with men to women, and then for, you know, a long period of time without a man, and then you went back to the man, you know, instead of going back with the women. Like, it's none of my business whether you like juggle back and forth. That's none of my business. And then what got me was like, wow, like when you got back to the man, you were inexperienced. I'm like, wow. I'm like, have I heard that shit before when I was younger? I don't know. I can't remember. I know I was listening though, because that's what I do. I listen. That's why I'm able to make a long ass video like this, because I'm actually listening to what you're saying. And, you know, I've always said there are people who are just waiting for their turn to talk, meaning they just hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. But they not listening. Are you listening? Or are you just hearing me? So I was like, okay. All right, now you really got my attention. So then I said, this shit is about to be interesting, and I thank you for that. Or we thank you for that. I don't know who's listening to this or not, but we thank you for that. For sharing your experiences, because, you know, we don't get that nowadays. You know how some people are, you know, shit, nigga, shit, I was on top my whole life, you know, from the womb to the tomb. I've been on top. I ain't never, ever been on the bottom. Fuck that. So at 2:13, 2 minutes and 13 seconds, you said when you left men, you know, you really didn't know what good sex was. And that is very interesting. Like, that is very interesting, because a man like me, who, I mean, I probably thought about it, but just the way like you put it, it was like, that's interesting. You know, like inexperienced women, because, you know, I've been with women that, you know, it looked like it's like, yeah, she know how to do it, but just like she's just like, you're gonna have to teach me, pretty much. Like, I want you to work with me. I just don't want you to do it real quick and then like leave me without like teaching me. So that's like a part of drinking the soul. I'm gonna get into that a little later. I could say that the same, because when I first started off, I didn't last at all. I mean, I was talking big shit and everything like that. I mean, I'm young, so I'm gonna talk big shit, you know, just in, you know, in a smooth way and everything like that. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And yeah, you better not do that. You know, shit, you gonna have problems. You know how fucking when we were talking and shit like that, like trying to, you know, I know you are, but what am I? Yeah, I know you are, but what am I? Or no, you hang up. You hang up. No, you hang up. No, I ain't hanging up. You hang up. You know what I'm saying. But anyway, I was excited. You know, I was just too excited back in that time. I mean, like I said, I knew what positions I wanted to get in. I wanted to get into or everything like that, but it never happened. And I did have a low self-esteem because of that. Like, damn, like, what if she go tell her homegirls about that? So then I was determined to understand how to satisfy a woman, of course. And at the time, you know, I thought it was just sex. Come to find out, I was extremely wrong. Like you mentioned, foreplay, and I'm gonna get into that like later on. So at 3 minutes, I can agree that you said, you know, sex is a way, or, you know, feeling of leaving this earth, and I can piggyback off that. Like, if you ever been on a roller coaster or fallen in your dream without being scared, that's how I agree. It's like leaving this earth, because the feeling, like, you know, everybody's had that feeling in their stomach, you know, or if anybody has had that dream where they're falling, but just to think about that, because you experienced it, I mean, you felt it. So if you can analyze that and translate it into sex, making love or whatever, then that's how you do it. So after that, what did you say? Yeah. It's beyond comprehension, pretty much. That's what I said next. I was like, it's pretty much beyond explainable comprehension. You know, that experience is just, you can't grasp it because it's beyond comprehension, because it's not from outside. That has nothing to do with what's going on outside. It got everything to do internally. And the thing about us, as us people, we have forgotten to feel and keep feeling, bringing in and bringing out eternal energy. I mean, whatever's out there. I mean, you got a sphere or whatever. You got your aura. That's out there. Like me, for example, like I can walk into a fucking grocery store. I'm like, oh shit. What the fuck is the vibe in here? What's going on? Who mad? Somebody mad. I don't feel good. I can feel somebody's aura. And I'm trying to get away from it because it's like, I don't feel right. You know. So another example I want to use as what sex would be like to a man is I'm going to use a barber's like perspective and like break it down in a metaphor and shit like that, because this is what I like to do. You know, it's more simpler like that, you know, because every man has had this unless he's been bald-headed through, you know, the whole life. But sex to a man is like me woofing. You know, woofing means like you have waves, but like you're trying to get more deeper waves and you just let it grow out, so you have to woof. So that's self-explanatory. But my hair hasn't been cut. My waves have grown into curls. My beard, mustache, or goatee isn't edged up. There's no line up. I'm looking just bummish right now. But when you get that fresh cut, you say, this is how I want it all the time. This is how I want it. You are now my barber. I chose you. I'm not sitting in nobody else's chair but yours. The barber applies the alcohol, right? Come on, follow me, people, follow me. Nate, follow me. He applies the alcohol, he or she or whatever. I'm fucking duality, you know. And feel the breeze. So applying the alcohol is that climax. And then you feel that breeze. That's the release. It hurts so good, right? You ever put alcohol in a cut, whatever, yo. But anyway, that was just an example. But not all men apologize through sex, because I remember you said that too. Like men, you know, apologize through sex. When I said, like, I didn't believe you when you said that. But I don't think you said all men. You just said men or whatever. Because, you know, if I did the wrong thing, like me being a man, me being personally telling you my personal experience, if I did you wrong and I know there is no way that I can feel like I deserve anything at this moment right now, like I feel like I'm in trouble because I fucked up and I look stupid, because you know it, I'm in trouble. I don't expect you to do nothing but sit there and just be like, and just be quiet, because I hate that silence. Like with me, there's always silence. I mean, I had a few girls who just run their mouth and run, and they ain't making no sense. It's just like, I'm not gonna say I did it on purpose, but that was more like casual shit. It's just like, oh my God, like you knew I wasn't gonna be with you, so, but you was just in the moment. And like I'm speaking on younger times or whatever. But depending on what it is, you know, another example is you do wrong and she's mad at you and she'll cleanse it for you, depending on what it is. I had that before too. I can't remember what I did. Like I said, I was younger and I told her I'd never do it again. But I said that meaning that the same thing her ex did to her, I just did. But I told her that in the beginning when she opened up that fountain that I'm going to talk about in a little bit or whatever. So, but I just did it in a different way though. So it wasn't nothing physical or anything like that. It was probably, what was it? Boost Mobiles was out back then. I don't know. Shit, I was young. I was young. I don't remember what I did, but it wasn't nothing physical. It was just like some stupid childish shit, you know, stupid shit like that, you know. But if you hit her and she lets you go inside her, then that's an error, in my opinion, because he'll do it again. Because this is, I was like, oh shit, she brought a baby boy. I was like, oh my God. I was like, when I was writing this shit, I was like, this video gonna be long, fuck it. Maybe she gonna have to tell me to cut these motherfuckers down to 15-minute limits, because I'm like, I know you ain't gonna read. I know you ain't gonna watch all this shit. You might. I'd be surprised if you watch all this shit straight through, because I don't know what you got going on over there and everything like that. But when you do come to it and you see it, like I said, I apologize in the beginning. If you got to come back to it, just go ahead and come back to it or whatever. But when you mentioned Baby Boy, I was like, oh shit, I know that movie. I know that movie like the back of my head. I don't know all the words and shit like that, but I understood the storyline because, as I said before, I'm a screenplay writer. So I pay attention to shit like that, because I could piggyback off Baby Boy and make a whole nother movie. And the only way you gonna know is, well, I took this part out of Baby Boy and made a whole entire movie. They'll be like, God damn, I just told you. Now I got to kill you. So I was just waiting for you. I was like, I feel she finna do it. I feel like she finna do it. But, you know, you didn't go there. So I was like, okay. But what I wanted you to mention is the but. Because you just spoke on the men at this part. But the but with the ladies afterwards. So this is where you were supposed to come in. I mean, maybe you wasn't feeling like it. Maybe you wasn't thinking about it or whatever. But I'm going to bring it up anyway. You know, so let me just break it down. Yeah, I'm going to break it down quickly, because I like to elaborate and whatever. So I'm going to break it down quickly. So, ladies, pretty much, because I noticed that Nate talks to the ladies and the men. You know, if she allows a man to do that once, it should be a wake-up call for you ladies. Why does the man need to put his hands on the woman unless he's defending himself? I'm like, defending himself? What does that mean? And you have to understand people's background, if they're family oriented or not, because, I mean, the thing about my sisters is my sisters, you know, I'm not gonna say anything about my sisters, but I'm big brother, so it's like, if dude try anything, they already know what I'm gonna do. So they kind of stayed away from certain type of guys. Like, they rather get guys that, you know, I wouldn't say they were squares and then like that. I don't even, because they were pretty nice dudes, the ones that they did talk to or whatever, you know. But if you was trying to get my sister draws and everything, like, I'm around the corner, I'm like the mailman, like, damn, you pulled up quick. I just seen you down there. Yeah, nigga, I'm right here. What's up? One time my sister was walking down the street with the 16-year-old, and she was either 12 or 13. I was like, I'm walking home from school. I'm like, the fuck is she doing? And this nigga, I already know who he is. And I'm walking up, and I can see they start walking real slow. And this nigga looking at her like, who the fuck is that? That's my brother. I said, what you doing? I said, where mama at? Oh, mama left to work early, so what are you doing? Oh, I'm just finna walk him up here. No, you not. What's up, homeboy? I'm like, ain't you like 16? Yeah. What the fuck? There ain't nothing else to say. I just looked at him like, oh, God. I don't give a damn. Take your ass home. You know better. Because if I would have let it slide, I'd have been in trouble. And I wasn't going to let it slide anyway. So, when I said defending himself, what does that mean? Let's pick 2 points just out of nowhere. This is what I did. I just picked 2 points. The man is married, and his wife just snaps and picks up a butcher knife and is coming at his ass welding. What does the man do? I'm not going to answer. What does he do? Pick up something, knock the shit out of her? If he know how to box, weave to the right, bow. What does he do? Second one. If a woman is in a relationship with 2 partners, the girl comes at him because she thinks that he spends more time with her. But she was okay with it at first. Everybody was harmonious and everything. Meaning she got it. I mean, he has to choose now. He has to choose. Is she saying that? Is that the one female, the one woman, or both of them saying that? Because if you're going to make him choose, you could just leave. Some people will say, but who came first? The thing is, you do not choose. If they want to leave, let them leave. Fellas, ladies, leave. Go. Especially if it's been happening multiple times or whatever, and y'all really don't have no fucking foundation anyway. It was like fashion to y'all. It was like, look at us. We got onks on, and I mean, shit, I can go all types of shit or whatever. Straight up. If they want to leave, just let them leave. 14 years of marriage or whatever. Y'all engaged. Y'all been off and on for years. She leaves. Let her go. Maybe she was waiting for a certain moment where it was like, well, I don't want to break his heart. I know he in love with me, or I know he loves me or has feelings for me, but I want to break his heart. And I don't know if women have 2 men that they share. I couldn't even imagine. It's probably happening right now. I don't know, but I don't think about shit like that because it'll never happen with me. Never, ever. Don't even mention it. So let her go. Maybe there was a moment, like I said, that she was like, I'm waiting for him to fuck up. But that's like advanced in my opinion, So like with dealing with monogamous couples, it's a bit more who's going to fuck up first. Pet peeves. People act like they love you and then leave you over stupid shit. In my case, I didn't know the female like that, and I'm not talking to any particular female. I just remember scenarios. I don't remember who she was. Like, I'm getting older now and I'm losing my short-term memory. I don't remember who she was. I don't even remember half of the motherfuckers I went to school with. But it's such and such. I'm like, what? You went to such and such? Yeah. I'm like, who? Oh, shit. Goddamn, I ain't seen you in a long time. What's going on with you? God damn it. Damn, you looking good. The homeboy, you're standing up right. That's just me. But, the monogamous relationships, like I said, they argue and they break up over the stupidest shit, Like I said, I wouldn't know the person like that if that happened. Now, if y'all made y'all promise vows, y'all promise ring vows, I came with that a long time ago. Promise ring vows. That is like we are in a committed relationship right now. That means that we both have a job to do. Then y'all serious. There's no bullshitting. This was a commitment. I ain't gonna even lie. I'm not gonna lie. Signing the contract. I'm not gonna get into that. Sign the contract and say that this is what you're gonna do. It ain't shit. It's just on a piece of paper. And I'm gonna keep that in a safe place. So if you fuck up, I'm gonna bring this letter out to you that you signed, that you said this is what you wasn't gonna do, and I do the same. I'm serious. I've done it. I've done it. If I'm gonna be serious, this is one thing like certain women have to understand. There are different levels and volumes and all types of shit of men, because there's a vast majority of them. Millions and billions of men all over the fucking world, and all of them think differently. They might agree on the same things, but they think differently. I'm cool with a lot of people, but you know, it's like I don't think like this person. I would only hang out with this person over here, or I wouldn't invite that person to over here. I'm just cool with that person. So just think about that. Just think about that. Shit is rocky in the beginning. Some shit like that. You know? Oh, and I think that you should make a video about this. What if they move in 3 days after they met each other, or a month, and it doesn't make a difference, and you only have those two to use? That'd be challenging. And where I got that idea from, I was watching Steve Harvey, the invention show, Funda something, where they give them money for their inventions and shit. The ones I seen was corny. I was like, I wouldn't vote and give the motherfuckers nothing. I was like, I'm sorry. I probably would. I don't know. But you had to vote. So that example, they was like, yeah, we moved in after 3 days. I don't know if it was real or not. It's television. It's probably not real. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure that has happened in the world. Or after a month. Love at first sight. It sounds old. It sounds corny. But it does happen. And I'm going to get deeper into this shit. So pretty much it's harder with mono couples because one may always be busy. The other one has time on their hands. I feel if they're both always free, it can work. But like the schedules, usually the schedule shit don't work because sacrifices. I forgot to. I'm not gonna even go into sacrifices because sacrifices in a relationship is very important, as well as trust, loyalty, and every word that has to do with the relationship. Sacrifice. Somebody's gonna have to sacrifice some shit. Somebody's gonna have to do it because I'm way over there, you way over here. Your job is like it doesn't matter what it is. Fuck it. Get rid of this goddamn rug. I don't like it. Not saying it like that, but can you please like you really like this rug? Yeah, it's my shit. Like, well, I want to buy a new one, and I want to put this like somewhere else. No. No, you ain't getting up my rug. All right. So something like that, because some people could break up over that. Why y'all break up? I don't want to talk about it. People here from the inside, they broke up over a fucking rug. What? I didn't heard stories growing up. It was like, why did they break up again? Somebody didn't buy something. I don't know. Somebody was late on the bill and they got charged $25 extra. I don't know. But I've heard a lot of crazy shit, you know, when it comes to things like that. So that's just something, you know, to expand your mind to, you know, think about. You know, because if you have a woman who you never get tired of looking at, fellas, I'm in love with you. Fellas, if you watching, you know what I mean? That's another example of sex, Nate, too. That's another example of sex. Bomb sex. Like I said, I didn't want to make this video that long, but you pointed out a lot of points that I can expand on. And I didn't get tired. I just ran out of things to say because your video was over. Now, don't go ahead and make no damn, on purpose, don't go make no hour-long video because I'm going to have to do 3-4 parts and shit like that. I mean, you can do it. I mean, I got time. I got time. I really do. But They never get tired of looking at each other. That's another example of sex, because me, I've already visioned how you're going to look when you get older. If I'm messing with you like that, I can go ahead and just predict your face when it starts getting older, the gray hair, everything. I mean, growing old, hopefully both are healthy. Hopefully both are healthy. Like the song, I knew I loved you before I met you. I forgot who sung that song. I knew I loved you before I met you. That's some deep shit right there. That's like, okay, I know I'm connected to the universe, multiverse, omniverse, whatever anybody want to call it. It's like a microphone. A microphone, there's omni, there's dynamic, there's cardioid, there's ribbon, there's all types of different microphones, but if you look at the diaphragm, if you ever get a microphone and look at the diaphragm and look how the sound travels in and what noise it blocks out and all this other shit, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's if you into that. But with two people it's harder. Not saying 3 or 4. Because that shit ain't easy either, because you're dealing with mathematics now. You trying to deal with, for example, you trying to deal with 3 or 4 women. That's a lot of personalities you got to deal with. I mean, like, God damn it. I mean, one person across from you, you don't know what type of personality they have. I mean, you can go off the zodiac, but still don't know, especially when you first meet them too. You really don't know shit. Like I say, like, some people can't even handle them own selves, and no disrespect into people with medical conditions, because in the past I've had seizures and anxiety, which is deep, because I didn't start thinking and speaking like this. I mean, I always spoke like this and, pronounced this and all that good shit and everything like that. But thinking like this and everything like that, nah. That shit came later on. That's why I know my rhymes is raw. I wrote all this shit down that I'm saying. I'm ad-libbing over most of it. That's why the fucking video is going to be long. So my rhymes are raw. My lyrics, I'm a lyricist, a wordsmith. Like I said in my past video, know what you are here for. What's your role? But anyway, so it's a gift and a curse, and I still have my sanity. I know right from wrong, period. So anyway, like, any way you want to flip it, this is still a principle. It's like people will be like, oh, you're going all over the place. It's like, no, you are looking at the big picture. You want to know the big picture. And this is just like some people, when they're listening, they just want you to get straight to the point. But it's like, that just means you have a short attention span, which is also not good in a relationship. If you have a short attention span in a relationship, more than likely it's not going to work with a person who could sit there and watch a 4-hour long movie. I mean, they might get tired and shit like that and come back to it later, but if a person can just sit down and watch a 4-hour long movie like Tombstone or one of the Godfathers and shit like that, then they're paying attention, because they could tell you, like, what did I miss? Oh, such and such, blah, 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 this and that, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you was paying attention. That's what the women that I had dealt with, that's what they liked about me. I pay attention. I listen to you talk. If you said, what was I saying? Were you paying attention? Yeah, I'm paying attention. What you want me to repeat back? Some of the shit you were saying was just like, okay, it was like yada yada, but if you want me to point out the correct points where you were being serious about, I could do that all day long. So pretty much, like, you also just want to understand, and understand a person's upbringing. Like I said, that's when shit gets serious, dead serious. Opening up like that spills, like I said, into little individual cups. So now you have many pieces of them. You have drank from their souls. I've drank from a few souls in my life. Like I said, my mother has told me stories. I've met women who have been so traumatized, there is no way that she's ever going to be in a relationship. She's too traumatized. I mean, she's not running around like she's schizophrenic or bipolar, but that shit traumatized her. It fucked her up. Bad. That's another thing, fellas, you need to understand. You might lose like, damn, she fine, she got this, she that, but she's fucked up. Too many men, and you know, if she did date women, too many men, she put too much trust and they fucked her up, and she couldn't catch it in the beginning. Just, oh, why can't I catch this shit in the beginning? Every fucking time, every time. I didn't seen it, I didn't heard it. You know, and you know, I forgot, you know, because like most relationships, when they start, like the ones that don't do shit, they usually end around 60 to 90 days. Pretty much. So continuing, you had called, you know, the men kings. Some call us men. Some call us, you know, a word, you know, a letter, numbers. And I feel that some people just erase all that shit out of their head and just say he is or she is, depending on how you see it. You know, because we're always going to have to communicate through vocals because we lost our telepathy and our telekinesis. Say that shit again. We lost our telepathy and telekinesis. I mean, it's hard to explain. I can't. I can visualize it. I can visualize it, but I can't explain. That's not my lane. But I know I can feel what they're saying. Because if you know what telepathy is and you know what telekinesis is, then you'll understand. Like some people even say we were just breatharians. That means all you need to do is breathe. You didn't need to put nothing in your body. All you need to do is breathe. Can you imagine that shit? And like I said, this is all under one principle. Like I said, it's hard to explain. And there's people who break it down, you know, and they break it down with words, with letters, numbers, and stuff like that. Trying to understand that frequency. We lost so much. We don't remember so much. This is sex. This is sex. Because it's so much more than just one thing. You can call it sex. You can call it whatever you want to. But when you're saying like, yeah, well, I'm talking about two bosoms, two bodies rubbing together. So, but it's like you can always think about it in other ways or whatever, because, you know, like I said, some people might understand it in other ways, or this way works for them, you know, and everything, people comprehend things differently. Some people do it by hand, some people do it by looking, some people do it by reading. I'm mostly hand-on and looking. If I see you repeat it over and over again, I'm like, okay, I got it. So I know how to fight. I'm studying your movements. This is a principle. This is sex. Straight up. Like I said, I'm sorry. I had to break this shit down. Trying to understand the frequency. Like, god damn, that's some bomb ass sex. The frequency between two individuals. God damn it. That's some bomb ass sex. You black out for a minute. It's like you just gather the crowd and they want to hear what you have to say. I mean, isn't that amazing? That's sex. That's how I feel about my music. You know, and you said about the king. I am the king of my kingdom. Whatever's in it, that's my shit. It could be toilet paper, just to be funny, but that's my shit. That's my kingdom, and I'm the king, and this is my fucking toilet paper. But that's my shit. And so though, the next part, you talk about the women. So when you talk about the women and you serve that crowd, I guess I'm the spokesman for men. I don't know, because it would be nice to hear everybody else's threads on this. And I don't want some people to think like, oh, I'm not going to do it as good, or his is bad, and I mean, I don't know what people think. It's like, don't even think about that. Just speak your mind. Just speak your mind. So I'm finna wrap it up. You spoke on oral sex, and that is interesting. I didn't even think you were gonna go there. Some men and women do understand that anybody can eat, but not everybody can chew and break it down. Does that make sense? Because it should. So for men, me personally, I never gave too much thought into receiving oral. I don't know why. I don't know. It was just never my thing. Because that's the first thing when I was younger, that's what they were looking to do. And I was like, what you doing? Wait a minute. I mean, foreplay. Like, what is this? You know, I say some may not agree. You know, but it's never really been important to me. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Once in a while, when I have that feeling, and I'm not going to go into detail, because it can only be shown and not told. Like I said, man, why would I share that? That's my style. That's how I get down. But they like, damn it, I want to know. No, that's my style. You ain't gonna jack my style. But men, you got to know how to do it and do it right. If you're gonna do it, some men don't even like doing it. I didn't like doing it at first. I was like, no, what the fuck? I'm just trying to do this. Why I gotta do all that? I had to learn to appreciate this fear around this woman, this woman, the opposite of me. I had to learn, I had to understand, I had to be disciplined in this shit. Ain't nobody tell me. I heard. I eavesdropped. But ain't nobody say like, this is what you do, this is how you do it. That's not the way it works. You as a man must have your own. I remember women used to try to have phone sex with me. And like that I don't like that shit either. I never liked that shit. I ain't never did that. Like, if you don't take your ass to sleep, what the hell you talking about? What you doing? Oh, I'm rubbing on myself. Why are you doing that? I'm all the way over here. You take your ass to sleep. Like that sexting and all that shit. Like a man like me I'm just too advanced for that. But men have to know how to do it right with no bullshitting. And you're going to have your own way how to do it. But you have to do it right. Tina Turner said that shit. Do it right. Do it right. I forgot what song that was. That just made me think of the goddamn movie. I mean, and then you brought up women being juicers. Because they're not juicers because they're stressed out, and the ones who ain't going through nothing, they're more juicier. I don't remember that, But you may be right. I always thought it was because, like, you know, she kept herself hydrated. I don't remember. I mean, I didn't have the Juicy. I didn't have the Biggie Smalls Juicy. I didn't have the Biggie Smalls Juicy. You know. So, but it's, I mean, to me, it's unknown. But that's what I just thought. But that's interesting. That's why when you come on here and you come up with these topics, like, it makes you think about, well, people that are breaking this shit down, it makes you think about, like, what you said or whatever. Because, like I said, I always thought they were just hydrated. But that's interesting. Then you talked about rough sex and good balance. Yes. 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 Correct. Very correct. Same goes for a woman. You talk to them women. You should have rhythm in every section, every position. You should have some type of rhythm. Don't you get on top and just like, okay, so I'm on top now, and you better know what you're doing. Just know what you're doing. If you don't know how to do it, teach me. Just teach me. It'd be very easy. Make it last longer. Make it last real longer. That's real shit. Because if you already know, it's going to last long any fucking way. I didn't work from 12 to 4. 12 to 4. It don't matter if it's AM or PM. 12 to 4. How do you do that? How do I do that? I don't know. It was building up. And it didn't want to cup. It didn't, no releasing. It had to build up. Not yet. Nope. Not yet. And I didn't have something like that. Okay. That's it. You can't take it. Now the tables have turned. See, Ben, you need to understand that too. The tables can turn. Remember how you was talking all that shit about, yeah, I got stamina. Shit, you ain't got to worry about that. I'm do that. And 5-10 minutes later, it's like, yeah, all right. But if you turn the tables, when you want me to stop, tell me when to. That is sex. When she tells you, she asks you, go ahead. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. She said, go ahead. Right now. And it could go either way. It could go either way. But then you said something about rough sex. And I was thinking, like, is she referring to the thrust being faster and deeper? Or is it just like sloppy? Like he's trying to prove a point. And it's funny that you mentioned the Xena warrior princess, because you never know. In a man's eyes, that's what he may see you as. Like the body shape of his expertise. Like I can work with that right there. I can work perfectly with that. No problem at all. I mean, you're not shaped like no Olsen twin. See, like I've heard some petite cervixes. And fellas, if you don't know that word, you need to look it up. The cervix. That's the end of the road. Till we go to the end of the road. That's the end of the road. It's gone. That's it. But then I realized, like, some are higher and lower than others. It just depends. If you get one lower, then I ain't even talking about that. Y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. Shit. I mean, you get it. It's in my stomach. It's in my heart. Like, what are you talking about? It's in your heart. It felt like it was in my heart. That shit is like, are you just trying to be funny because, like, now that you done orgasmed, like now you're all goofy and shit like that. Because you can tell when a woman, damn it, I need to end this video. The video was over and I'm ad-libbing. Cause I didn't think of this shit when I was writing it down. I'm just talking. So when a woman, I don't even want to do it. I need to get off because I didn't. I mean, should I say it? I mean, no, I ain't gonna say it. But it's like, yeah, it's in your stomach a little bit. Little bitty bit, it's in your stomach. What you think? I was just gonna say, when a woman, this is some sacred science shit right here. This is some sacred science shit. Men, on a good day, we can go. Matter of fact, I changed my mind. Because if you're going for like 4 hours, that's like, if you break that shit up, I'm not good with doing this shit in my head, and I don't like that type of math. If you go for 4 hours, and you were supposed to already come. No, I can't even think about it. So if you go for 4 hours, that's just like her saying, it's like, well, how many times did you actually climax? A lot. Like what? With some women, it comes back to back to back to back to back to back. And it's like, whoa. It's just, it's amazing. Just like it takes, a man who knows that this is it. You are him. I am me. Rush Hour 3 shit. That's you. I am me. But there's something about a woman, fellas, you need to really take notes on this shit right here. When y'all gotta be in love though. I mean, you can do it, and she could just toss your ass out like you would do a woman. It's like, oh, I done did it. Like, so how you getting home? Stupid shit like that, I mean, just like Nate said, like you fucking with the thotties and the skanks, then there ain't nothing I can do for you, because it's just like you like giving away precious pieces of your mind, body, and soul and everything like that. But ending conclusion. When a woman orgasms, it just depends on who it is. She reacts very differently than she has before. And she will continue to act that way because she knows if I want to feel like that again, I already know it's right there. That's where you get women like, damn, she clean. Like, you want me to help? No, I got it. What? So what you want to eat later? Like, what? Don't get cocky. Don't have your ego. Man, that's what kills us, is our ego. Be cool. Be calm. Be happy that she was able to experience that with you. Because there are women out there who've never experienced it. Like, going back to what Nate said, she was inexperienced and everything. This is as an example. And there could be women out there just like that who are inexperienced and who have never felt what the fuck I'm talking about. You could put this shit in a goddamn book and it'll probably sell. I ain't gonna say it's gonna sell out, but they'll be like, this chapter right here, this is what made me keep this fucking book. So anyway, okay, this is the last thing. Since I talked about the little itty bitty petite girls, now the same thing that goes with the thick women, the voluptuous women, thick and curvy, etc. They can have low services too, or high ones. Think about that, because it could go the same way for either or. But in conclusion, you're talking about the sex, the orgasms, and everything like that. The shit is fucking divine. For lack of better words, it's fucking divine. You believe in what you want to believe in? That's sex. If you believe in this and you believe in that, that's sex. Take Nay's words. She said it's like, it's out of the fucking world. Take her word for it. It's out of the fucking world. I'm leaving this planet, this earth, this life. I'm gone. Peace. I see you when I see you.